Welcome to We Talk DevOps, brought to you by IT Outposts. We will explore how companies can succeed in the digital era by implementing DevOps, without complex jargon, to give you a clear and accessible understanding of these processes. I'm Alex, your host, and my voice is powered by 11 Labs. Ever wondered how we got to where we are now in container orchestration? Let's take a stroll down memory lane and see how Kubernetes has revolutionized the way we manage our applications. Before Kubernetes, or as we might call it, BK, before Kubernetes, we dealt with individual containers and local container orchestrators. We started with Container D, and then Docker came along to create a more user-friendly shell around it. Docker has been in use for a long time and is still widely used today, but it still has its learning curve. As time went on, we realized that having everything in one container wasn't ideal. We wanted to split our applications into multiple containers. That's when Docker Compose entered the scene, allowing us to create compositions of different containers. It was a step in the right direction, making our lives a bit easier. Yet, things were still complicated when we needed to scale further. So we started thinking, how can we make this even better? Kubernetes, or K8s, stepped in to automate a lot of these processes and provide more flexibility for scaling. So what makes Kubernetes so special? Let us break it down for you. Visibility. K8s gives you a clear view of your entire system. With tools like Lens, you can visualize how everything works and what you're managing. Centralized management. Remember the hassle of launching different services separately? With Kubernetes, you can manage multiple services in one place. Integrated monitoring. Setting up monitoring for individual services? That's so last year. Kubernetes allows you to configure monitoring for all your services at once. And if you want to be picky about which services to monitor, you can do that too. Effortless scaling. Kubernetes offers built-in auto-scaling capabilities. In the old days, you'd have to separately configure auto-scaling, load balancers, and set up Bastion hosts. With Kubernetes, you just create one deployment, about 40 lines of code, where you can write any scenario you want. Want to start scaling when the load is over 50%? Kubernetes will create another machine, and the load will be distributed. Want it to scale when the number of requests per second exceeds 100? Kubernetes will say, oh, it's over 100. Let's spin up another node. Security by default. Kubernetes takes security seriously. It isolates environments by default, making it harder for unauthorized access. If a vulnerability is discovered, patches are quickly released. Staying secure is as simple as updating to the latest version. Wide integration. Many applications now provide straightforward instructions for Kubernetes integration, making it easier for people to use their programs specifically there. Vibrant community. The Kubernetes community is huge and helpful. Chances are, if you've thought of something, someone else has too, and might have a solution. Some people might still be thinking, but I'm comfortable with my current setup. Why change? Indeed, change can be daunting, but here's the thing. Once you start working with Kubernetes, you'll wonder how you ever managed without it. Kubernetes isn't just about making our lives as DevOps professionals easier, though it definitely does that. It's about enabling us to build more manageable, resilient, and scalable systems. If you're already using Kubernetes, we'd love to hear about your experiences. How has it changed your approach to DevOps? What cool tricks have you discovered? Let's keep the conversation going. After all, in the world of DevOps, we're all in this together, continuously learning and improving. Kubernetes is just one more tool helping us on that journey. That's all for today. Thank you for joining us. I was glad to share the latest news and ideas about DevOps with you. If you want to learn more about how to enhance DevOps practices in your business, be sure to check out the additional information in the description of this episode. Add We Talk DevOps to your favorites to not miss our future releases. And remember, every little automation brings us closer to greater achievements. This is Alex, and you've been listening to We Talk DevOps. See you soon.